So we've just woken up and gone to the toilet this morning. It's terribly windy outside, which we obviously didn't feel in the van. But
we still did.
If you're in a tent, oh, this guy's in trouble. Loads of people in tents have already packed up and left already this morning. It's only about 7:30. But another comfy night. We had bed down. Lie down, Jen. Show 'em how easy it is to fit.
A long woman.
Toes just over the edge, but you know, fit fine.
Very much just over there.
It's comfy. I said it was insanely windy, so we left the pop top down last night, but still plenty of space. So we've just left our campsite for the second night. We're on our way to Keswick. It's very windy today, so we were going to try and go up Scarfell, but the weather's a bit crap. It's windy, so we're going to go to Keswick and do some stuff there. Once we find our campsite, we've just taken a slight wrong turn on the way.
Oh, there's another.
But a couple of sheep just coming up the road the opposite way. I'm going to go out and try and get a video of this view. I feel like I'll get some good sheep footage. It is cold today. It's ridiculously windy. But like I said, we're on our way to Keswick. We're just going to go and do some stuff in and around Keswick. But we stopped off on the way as we were passing Thirlmere. It looked really nice. We haven't been here before, so decided to pull over, and there's a little couple of mile, or not even a mile, walk I think, just around this little route. Or just off one little bit of the side. But you can't see it right now, but it's pretty nice. It actually feels like we're in Canada or something like that, in some sort of a national park. I know we are in a national park, but a Canadian national park. Don't know if you can quite see. I'll get some better shots in a second when we get out of this little wooded area. But first I'm going to have a pee. So we decided to stop off on the way to Keswick as we passed this rather nice looking lake. Only to find out it's not actually a lake, it's a reservoir. Thirlmere. Apparently 1 in 9 cups of water comes from here if you live in the northwest. That's an interesting fact. You're not allowed to swim in it, apparently. It's freezing. Dip your hand in, tell us how cold it is. We should swim in it. Just waiting for Jen to finish her photo shoot. Been here about 15 minutes. Still going. It's so tempting not to kick her in right now. I might just do it.
No!
Pretty disappointing. It's like I said, it's insanely windy today, so it looks like another day where I'm not going to be able to get up and fly the drone. Which sucks, because yesterday was too cloudy at the top of Helvellyn, and then I had no signal when we got down, and today it's far too windy and I don't want it to end up in a lake. So we've just arrived in Keswick. Gonna go have a walk around Derwent Water, and then maybe check out a pub or two and get some lunch when we finish.
Lakes and stuff. Hi.
It's absolutely chucking it down today. We've been and had a drink and some lunch out, and now we're going to go on a boat, a ferry across Derwent Water. It's, like I said, it's lashing it down, so we're all kitted out in waterproofs. I'm still wearing shorts because why not?
Your legs are...
I'm gonna try and take the camera, so if this is the last video you see, I've dropped in the lake, or it's broken with the rain. Private tour. Well, we've just had our final night at Castlereagh, yeah, I can remember the name of it. It's well, the weather was crap last night. We went for a little meal at the restaurant here, and then a couple of beers. Jen drank a lot of wine, and then you were drunk last night?
I wasn't.
And then fell asleep. But yeah, up relatively early. I mean, it's 8:15. Just about to leave now. Just waiting for the windows to unsteam, demist, I believe the term is called, and then we're gonna head home and see Lola. But thoughts, Jen, of the trip?
I don't want to go home.
We don't want to go home, but we want to see Lola.
But we want to see Lola.
But in terms of the van, it's been awesome. It's been comfy. It's been warm. There's surprisingly a ridiculous amount of space in here. Yeah, considering we've probably packed way too much stuff. I've probably wore a third of what I brought.
Well, I've made 3.
Jen brought a lot and wore a lot. The best bit about coming home to this one, who was obviously a bit too fat and lazy to come on a 3-day walking trip. Arrived home, unloaded the van. I'm about to go and return it to All Seasons. Jen's going to follow us through and pick me up in about 10 minutes. Quick summary of the last 4 days with regards to the van. It's been awesome, to be honest. I've really loved it. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel with not having a toilet or a shower, and whether or not the kitchen in the van was going to be completely necessary, because as you've probably seen before, and you can see there, it probably takes up 1/5 of the width of the van. And I thought, is that going to be too much? Is it going to make the beds too narrow? But with regards to not having a toilet or a shower, if you're staying on site, it really wasn't an issue. It's like I said before, that's why we didn't go to Scotland, because a lot of the facilities or sites up there didn't have the facilities open. So we went to the lakes instead. We know the lakes quite well. We went a few times last year, and we like it down there. And the sites had, facilities open. So we went off grid for one night. We spent the last 2 nights on a site. And to be honest, the way the van works, it's got a leisure battery which will, lasted last night and the first night when we didn't have electric hookup absolutely fine. It was nowhere near flat. We had the lights on, stuff like that. We had the fridge on, and you could last a couple of days really without hooking up to power to charge that battery. So that wasn't a massive issue. You'd go to the toilet in a pub or a restaurant that we were doing anyway through the day. So through the night, fair enough, you might wake up for a wee, you gotta go outside, no biggie. And with regards to the kitchen, it was class actually. Like, I didn't think we'd use it that much, but the times we did use it, it was phenomenal. It was actually the stove was probably better than the one I've got in the house in terms of how quick it would cook things and how quick it would heat up. Same with the little grill, we used that. Jen made some toast one morning, and it was so quick to use. So it's nothing but positive praise with regards to this van, and got me thinking now, next steps, what do we do? We're already been talking on the way back, potentially renting again, so I'm going to ask the guys when I return it if they've got any space later on in the year. We might go and try and do the NC 500 like around my birthday, November time. Yeah, it'll be cold, but hopefully it'll be a bit quieter up there, and we can get around and see some nice sights up in Scotland.